Expand your vocabulary with our Core 2,000 Words ebook. It's free and packed with essential expressions that you'll use on a daily basis. Start building your vocabulary today. Click the link in the description below to download your free Korean ebook before it's gone. When learning a new language, everyone should have an ultimate goal to work towards. Whether you want to be able to connect with a relative, easily order food while traveling, or go somewhere new, having an end goal for your learning can be very motivating. A popular but challenging goal is being able to speak like a native speaker. It's difficult to measure exactly when you reach this goal, and it's not something you can pick up using textbooks alone. So how do you work on making your speech more natural? That's what we're going to look at today. Here are 3 tips to help you practice talking like a native speaker. Number 1, focus on vocabulary. If your goal is to speak like a native, you might be really focused on speaking quickly or using as many complex grammar patterns as possible. But in our native languages, we're not always trying to speak as fast as possible, and we use complex grammar patterns when necessary, not to show off. Vocabulary, however, is extremely important to expressing ourselves naturally. Your choice of words can reveal a lot about you and your understanding of the language. Most learners have had the experience of using a phrasebook or a dictionary to find a word they want to use, trying the word in conversation, and getting a look of confusion from the native speaker. In some cases, although your word choice may be grammatically correct, the word may be inappropriate for the situation or totally unnatural. This is especially important in business and other formal situations, where the right level of formality and professionalism is key. Being able to understand nuances in vocabulary words can also help you understand relationships between people just by listening to the conversation. Try to listen to many different types of conversations. Listen to how people talk to their friends, their superiors, and in customer service situations. This will give you a better idea of how to talk to others naturally. In some languages, you can omit words from sentences or use more direct communication styles. It's important to be aware of these things so you can apply them yourself. Colloquialisms and slang are also commonly used in most languages. As this sort of vocabulary is always evolving, it can be difficult to keep up with the latest words. Talk with native speakers and consume media in your target language to make sure you pick up these kinds of expressions. Media is a great resource for your learning. Ultimately, knowing the appropriate vocabulary to use for each situation will really help you sound more knowledgeable. Number 2, perfect your accent. With every language, there are unique pronunciation and intonation challenges. Some languages are tonal languages, and a change in pitch can completely change the meaning of a word. Then there's the fact that most countries have multiple dialects, and so people from one area of the country may sound different from those in another. So what is the best way to listen to a wide range of accents and different pronunciations? Video and audio resources are a great way to do this. YouTube is a perfect place to start because people from all kinds of different backgrounds upload videos to the platform. You can watch educational videos, daily life vlogs, cooking shows, a travel series, whatever interests you. Pay attention to the different ways people speak. Everyone is unique. And then practice speaking like them. This kind of practice can help you sound more natural. One note, please be aware of the type of resources you're using. For example, if you find a video where a speaker uses a rare dialect, it might not be a good idea to use that for your pronunciation practice, unless you have a special reason for studying a specific accent. As a general rule, it's best to try to search for practice resources that use a standard form of the language you're studying. Number 3, copy what you hear. Do you remember how you learned to speak as a child? We rarely learned new words just listening to them, or reading after we learned how. When we were little kids, we imitated the sounds we heard by repeating the sounds out loud. While you're talking to a friend, watching videos, or listening to audio in your target language, you can do this to try and replicate the way they speak. Doing this will help you work on mastering the flow of the language, your accent, intonation, and pronunciation. Of course, you might also pick up some new vocabulary this way. Make sure to repeat new words often. It's a great way to make sure you remember them. Try doing this using a number of different mediums and sources. That way, you'll be exposed to the diversity that the language offers and master the fundamentals of pronunciation. For example, You can watch and imitate several different YouTube videos and audio CDs, but try a few different sources, like different creators or different audio types, to make sure you experience a wide range of communication in your target language. If you're using our language learning program, you can even get your own teacher with Premium Plus. Your teacher can answer questions, give assignments, and even listen to your recordings and give you advice on pronunciation. Completing these kinds of lessons with a native teacher can really boost your confidence in your speaking skills. Becoming able to speak like a native is a popular goal for many people learning a new language. It feels great to be able to communicate smoothly, especially when the people you're talking to expect basic level sentences or broken communication. Try using the tips we've shared in this video to work on improving your speaking skills. Of course, it'll take time and persistence, but the reward will be more natural communication. And for even more tips on speaking, check out our complete language learning program. Sign up for your free lifetime account by clicking on the link in the description. Get tons of resources to have you speaking in your target language. And if you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share the video with anyone who's trying to learn a new language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. I'll see you next time. Bye!
Are you struggling to understand conversations in your target language? This video will improve your listening skills using practice dialogues. How do you know if your language skills are improving? Our team of teachers have designed a free quiz to determine your actual learning level. So click the link in the description to get your free assessment and unlock lessons that are right for you. In this lesson, you'll listen to a dialogue with the text. Second, you'll review the key vocabulary, followed by the English translations. And finally, you'll review the dialogue with the text again to master what you learned. First, listen to the dialogue with the text on the screen.
수진 씨는 몇 시에 일어나요?
저는 6시에 일어나고 7시에 학교에 가요.
그러면 보통 몇 시에 저녁 식사를 먹어요?
5시에 저녁 식사를 먹고 6시에 집에 가요. 민호 씨는 저녁 식사를 언제 먹어요?
저는 8시에 저녁 식사를 먹고 9시에 집에 가요.
Now you'll hear the key vocabulary, followed by the English translation.
일어나다,
To get up, to wake up.
일어나다, 일어나다. 먹다,
To eat.
먹다, 먹다. 몇,
How many?
몇. 학교에 가다,
To go to school.
학교에 가다, 학교에 가다. 집에 가다,
To go back home.
집에 가다, 집에 가다. 저녁 식사,
Dinner.
저녁 식사, 저녁 식사. 보통,
Usually.
보통, 보통. 그러면,
Then. If that is the case.
그러면, 그러면.
Finally, let's review the dialogue again. See if you can understand more this time.
수진 씨는 몇 시에 일어나요?
저는 6시에 일어나고 7시에 학교에 가요.
그러면 보통 몇 시에 저녁 식사를 먹어요?
5시에 저녁 식사를 먹고 6시에 집에 가요. 민호 씨는 저녁 식사를 언제 먹어요?
저는 8시에 저녁 식사를 먹고 9시에 집에 가요.
This is the end of the lesson. In this lesson, you improved your listening and mastered key vocabulary for everyday life conversation. Don't forget to click the link in the description to get your free assessment and unlock lessons that are right for your learning level. Keep practicing and move on to the next lesson. Are you struggling to understand conversations in your target language? This video will improve your listening skills using practice dialogues. How do you know if your language skills are improving? Our team of teachers have designed a free quiz to determine your actual learning level. So click the link in the description to get your free assessment and unlock lessons that are right for you. In this lesson, you'll listen to a dialogue with the text. Second, you'll review the key vocabulary followed by the English translations. And finally, you'll review the dialogue with the text again to master what you learned. First, listen to the dialogue with the text on the screen.
민호 씨, 오늘 날씨가 어때요?
오늘은 날씨가 더워요.
날씨가 많이 더워요?
아니요, 많이 안 더워요.
내일 날씨는요?
내일 날씨는 추워요. 그리고 비가 와요.
Now you'll hear the key vocabulary, followed by the English translation.
덥다,
To be hot.
덥다, 덥다. 비가 오다,
To rain. To be raining.
비가 오다, 비가 오다. C,
Mr. Miss. Mrs.
C, C. 많이,
A lot.
많이, 많이. 오늘,
Today.
오늘, 오늘. 내일,
Tomorrow.
내일, 내일. 춥다,
To be cold.
춥다, 춥다. 날씨,
Weather.
날씨, 날씨.
Finally, let's review the dialogue again. See if you can understand more this time.
민호 씨, 오늘 날씨가 어때요?
오늘은 날씨가 더워요.
날씨가 많이 더워요?
아니요, 많이 안 더워요.
내일 날씨는요?
내일 날씨는 추워요. 그리고 비가 와요.
This is the end of the lesson. In this lesson, you improved your listening and mastered key vocabulary for everyday life conversation. Don't forget to click the link in the description to get your free assessment and unlock lessons that are right for your learning level. Keep practicing and move on to the next lesson.
Hi everyone, I'm Jae-hui. In this video, we'll be talking about 10 lines you need for introducing yourself. Let's begin. 제 이름은 민준입니다. My name is 민준. So like this way you can say 제 이름은 my name is your name 입니다. To be. My name is Jae-hui, so I can say 제 이름은 재휘입니다. Or with my family name, I can say 제 이름은 이재휘입니다. So when you introduce yourself in Korean, make sure you say family name first and then your first name. 서울에 살고 있습니다. I live in Seoul. So you can put any city's name. For example, if you're living in New York City, you can say 뉴욕시에 살고 있습니다. I live in New York City. 27살입니다. I'm 27 years old. The basic way to say 27 is 27. But when you talk about your age, for example, 27 years old, you have to use native Korean numbers, like in 27살, 27 years old, not 27살. Let me pick up some numbers. For example, if you're 30-year-old, you can say 저는 30살입니다. If you are 20 years old, you can say 저는 20살입니다. 한국 사람입니다. I'm from South Korea. 한국 사람입니다. I'm from South Korea or I am South Korean. So just put your country's name instead of 한국 in this sentence. For example, if you are Chinese, you can say 중국 사람입니다. If you are American, you can say 미국 사람입니다. 중국 means China and 미국 means America. And here you have 사람 means person. So it literally means I'm a person of Korea. I'm a person of China. 교사입니다. I'm a teacher. For example, if you're a teacher, you can say 교사입니다. Or in some way, you can also say 선생님입니다. I'm a teacher. If you are a student, you can say 학생입니다. I'm a student. 독서는 제 취미 중 하나입니다. One of my hobbies is reading. If you like drawing, you can say 그리기는 제 취미 중 하나입니다. Or just to make it simple, you can say 그리기는 제 취미입니다. Which means that my hobby is drawing. 음악 감상을 즐깁니다. I enjoy listening to music. 음악 감상 means listening to music or music listening literally. So you can just put something else. For me, I can say 여행을 즐깁니다. I enjoy traveling. 한국어를 1년째 공부하고 있습니다. I've been learning Korean for 1 year. So if you speak Korean to Korean people in Korea, and they will be surprised. I'll be surprised if someone just suddenly talk to me in Korean. Then you get asked, 한국어 얼마나 공부했어요? How long have you studied Korean? And if you just started studying Korean, you can say 한국어를 한 달째 공부하고 있습니다. I've been studying Korean for 1 month. 안녕하세요. 만나서 반갑습니다. Hello, it's nice to meet you. In general, like if you meet someone, before you talk about your name or after you talk about a name, you can say 안녕하세요. 만나서 반갑습니다. Hello, it's nice to meet you. Or if you know the other person is younger than you, or you just want to be a little bit more casual, you can say 안녕 만나서 반가워. koreanclass101.com에서 한국어를 배우고 있습니다. I'm studying Korean at koreanclass101.com. So people ask you where you learn Korean from, and you can proudly say that koreanclass101.com에서 한국어를 배우고 있습니다. Or if you're learning Korean at a language school, you can say that 어학원에서 한국어를 배우고 있습니다. I'm learning Korean at a language school. Okay, that's all 10 lines you need for introducing yourself. Leave some comments and introduce yourself using one of the expressions that we introduced in this video. Make sure to subscribe and I'll see you next time. 다음 시간에 뵙겠습니다. 안녕히 계세요. Hi everyone, welcome back to Korean Weekly Words. In this video, we'll be talking about top 10 Korean foods. 국수, wheat flour noodles. 국수, wheat flour noodles. In Korea, when there's a festival, this is the main dish that you can try. Traditionally, 국수, the wheat flour noodles, was the main dish for party. Like instead of having a lot of meat and everything, in the past, people shared the noodle for celebrating someone's birthday or a big event of a family. So in the sentence, you can say 그 잔치에 가면 국수를 먹을 수 있습니다. 김치, kimchi. So I think this is one of the very famous Korean food around the world. So in Korea, like without kimchi, you cannot call something as a meal. Like so every time whenever you have something, even with pizza, you can find kimchi on the table too. So in a sentence, I can say 우리 엄마는 피자를 먹을 때 김치도 함께 먹습니다. Which means that my mother eats kimchi when she's having pizza. 김치 볶음밥, kimchi fried rice. When I was a kid, like in the morning, my mom is working mother still, like she's working. So she was very busy in the morning. So this kimchi 볶음밥 was the food that she can prepare very easily within 5 minutes. You can sometimes put something like egg on the top of the kimchi 볶음밥 as a topping, or something like some different types of meat too. So you can have different flavor for each day. So in a sentence, we can say 아침에 바빠서 김치볶음밥을 만들었습니다. Which means that I was busy in the morning, so I made 김치볶음밥, kimchi fried rice. 김치찌개, kimchi stew. So here we have the word kimchi and 찌개, which means stew. So there are actually a lot of types of stew in Korea, and kimchi is the most popular one. So in a sentence, I can say 갈비를 다 먹고 김치찌개를 주문했습니다. That means I ordered kimchi stew after having Korean-style barbecue. 냉면, cold noodle soup. 냉면, cold noodle soup. So the way to make this noodle cold is to put shaved ice over the soup. So you can have noodle and shaved ice together. So that's why it's very popular for summer, but for actually any season you can find it at a Korean restaurant. In a sentence you can say 날씨가 더워서 오늘 저녁에는 냉면을 먹을 겁니다. Which means since it's hot today, I'm going to have cold noodle soup for dinner. 된장찌개, 된장 stew or soybean paste stew. The way we make it is kind of similar to how we make 김치찌개, kimchi stew, but with a different main item inside the soup. 식당에 가서 김치찌개 하나랑 된장찌개 하나를 주문했습니다. Which means that I ordered one kimchi stew and one soybean paste stew at a restaurant. 떡볶이, stir-fried rice cake. 떡볶이, stir-fried rice cake. So here we have the word 떡, which means rice cake, and 볶 means fried. When I was a kid, I loved that because it's spicy and it's sweet. It's very small portion, so you can have it between lunch and dinner. And it's cheap too. So for one person, like it only costs about $1 or 1,000원. In a sentence, I can say 어렸을 때 학교에서 집에 가는 길에 떡볶이를 자주 먹었습니다. Which means that I often had stir-fried rice cake when I was on the way home from school. 라면, ramen. So as you can see, it sounds very similar. Like ramen is the Japanese name of the same food. So we call it as ramen using the word 면, which means noodle. When Korean people say ramen, it means instant ramen, not some kind of Japanese style ramen. So if you find out that there's nothing to eat at home, you can simply just say 편의점에 가서 라면을 사올게, which means that I'll go to a convenience store and buy ramen. 부대찌개, army base stew. 부대찌개, army base stew. So in the past, you could have it only around the army post, but now people love the taste. So you can find the restaurant selling 부대찌개 at every corner of the city and in South Korea. 오늘 점심시간에는 직장 동료들과 부대찌개를 먹었습니다. Which means that I had the army base stew with my coworkers for lunch. 순두부찌개, raw bean curd stew. 순두부찌개, raw bean curd stew. I like the 순두부찌개 because of its texture. Like 순두부 is very soft. It tastes like pudding. So Korean people usually have 순두부찌개 with egg too, to make it a little bit less spicy. So if you don't like something spicy, I think it's kind of good tip to put something like raw egg into the soup so that it can be a little bit less spicy. These days, I think 순두부찌개 is getting more popular, so you can actually find it very easily. 오늘 순두부찌개 먹을래? Do you want to have raw bean curd stew today? Okay, that's all words about top 10 Korean foods. I hope you like some of this food, and make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you next time. 다음 시간에 뵙겠습니다. 안녕히 계세요. Hi everyone, welcome back to Korean Weekly Words. I'm Jae-hee. In this video, we'll be talking about 10 must-know math words. Let's begin. 계산하다, calculate. A little means to do calculation because the 계산, the noun means calculation. So if you're bad students, you might want to say that 계산하는 게 싫어요. I don't like calculating. I don't like to calculate. Or you can also say that 계산하는 걸 잘해요. I'm good at calculation. 공식, formulas. There are a lot of formulas in math. So when I was in the junior high and high school, there are a lot of formulas that I had to memorize. So in that case, I could say 고등학교 때 공식을 많이 외웠습니다. I remembered a lot of formulas when I was in high school. But now I forgot most of that. So in that case, you can also say that 공식을 거의 다 잃어버렸습니다. I forgot the most of the formulas. 곱하기, times. In Korean, the way to read a number and something between is the same in English. For example, 3 곱하기 4 is for 3 times 4. Or 5 곱하기 5 means 5 times 5. So you can just replace times with 곱하기 and then read the numbers in Korean way when you have to give the kind of formulas. 나누기, divide. So 나누기 is the same, like just say the number and then 나누기, the number. For example, 10 divide 2 is 10 나누기 2. And you can also say that 8 divide 2 as 8 나누기 2. 더하기, plus. You can find 더하기 as in 2 더하기 5, 2 plus 5, 3 더하기 7, 3 plus 10. 빼기, minus. So for example, you can use it as 3 빼기 1, 3 minus 1, or 4 빼기 2, 4 minus 2. 이다, equal. So when you read numbers and formulas for the math, you can just say something something 이다 to mean equal. So for example, 3 더하기 2는 5이다. 3 plus 2 equals 5. Because we have a different sentence structure, you have to put equals to the end of the sentence and say 이다, as in 2 더하기 5는 7이다. 2 plus 5 equals 7. 소수점, point. For a math, when you want to mean decimal point, you can just say 소수점, but when you read it with numbers, you can just say 점. So for example, 3.2 is 3.2, 5.7 is 5.7. So you don't have to say 소수점 when you read point with numbers. 백분율, percent. When you read the percent as it is, you can just say 백분율. But when you read percent with numbers, you can just say 퍼센트. For example, 10% is 10%, 20% is 20%. So, for example, when something is on sale, you can find some phrase saying 10% sale 중, sale for 10%. 수학, math. There are actually two words to mean math, like 산수 and 수학. 수학 means math in general. 산수 sounds like some simple math that you can learn from the elementary school. So when you see a textbook for elementary school students, it says 산수, but for junior or junior high school students, it says 수학. So when you teach English to elementary school students, make sure you use the word 산수, not 수학. For example, you can say 수학은 언제나 어렵습니다. Math is always difficult. Okay, that's all 10 must-know math words. If you want to know more words about math or other subjects, make sure to visit koreanclass101.com. And we'll see you next time. 다음 시간에 뵙겠습니다. 안녕히 계세요.
무슨 영화 볼까?
액션 영화 볼까?
에이, 스펜스 영화 볼까?
아니. 만화 영화는?
로맨틱 코미디 볼까?
또?
불고기.
잘 먹겠습니다.
맛있어요.
응, 맛있어.
잘 먹었습니다.
왕가시아 씨?
네, 안녕하세요. 저는 완갈시아입니다.
안녕하세요. 저는 이성호입니다. 반갑습니다.
네, 반갑습니다.
저기요, 이것은 뭐예요?
그것은 instant noodles입니다.
한국말로 뭐예요?
한국말로 라면입니다.
예? 뭐라고요? 한 번 더 말해주세요.
라면이요.
정말 미안합니다. 천천히 말해주세요.
라면이요.
아, 라면, 인스턴트 누들스. 고맙습니다.
한국어 사전 있어요?
아니요. 영어 사전 있어요.
추리 소설 있어요?
미스테리? 없어요.
판타지 있어요?
아니요. 공상과학 소설 있어요.
Hi everyone, I'm Jae-hui. Welcome back to Korean Top Words. In this lesson, we'll be talking about top 10 phrases tourists should never use. Let's begin. 역겨워. That's disgusting. 역겨워. That's disgusting. Yeah, I think there might be some part of the culture that you don't like, but if you just say 역겨워, that's disgusting, I think that just show how much you're not ready to accept a different culture. I think that's not good to say. 우리나라가 낫다. My country is better. 우리나라가 낫다. My country is better. In Korean, it's better to say 우리나라 when you want to say my country. 내 나라 is the phrase meaning my country literally, but it sounds a little bit unusual. So 우리나라, which means our country, is better to say when you want to say my country. 차라리 집에 가고 싶다. I'd rather be back home. 차라리 집에 가고 싶다. I'd rather be back home. I sometimes think like that. I don't say it. I think that's the point. You can think like, I want to go back home because, I'm tired. Because when you take a vacation for like several months, I think there will be the moment that you're no longer taking anything new. So I think you can think about it, but saying it to other person, especially to someone who lives in that country, might not a good idea, I believe. 닥쳐, shut up. 닥쳐, shut up. Do people use that? Not only for tourists, but also for anyone. I think it's rude to say 닥쳐. There might be some moments that you really have to say, but I don't think it's a good idea to say it often, even though you don't like something. 당신의 문화에 대해 별로 관심 없어요. I'm not very interested in your culture. 당신의 문화에 대해 별로 관심 없어요. I'm not very interested in your culture. I think I heard something like that in the past. I'm not sure where, but it's not good to hear that. Not only about the culture, if someone says this, I think it means something like, he or she is really not interested in anything else but him or herself. So, 그냥 맥도날드 가서 먹자. Let's just eat at McDonald's. 그냥 맥도날드 가서 먹자. Let's just eat at McDonald's. I used to be like that actually. Like when I traveled in 20s, I think I only focused on sightseeing. Like I wanted to make a list of the things to go, things to do, and then do that one by one. Like I remember I was making the plan by minutes, like saying, 7:35, I go there. So since I was super busy to go to place A, B, C, D, E, I really didn't think about having a nice meal. So I usually just went to McDonald's or Burger King's, like that kind of fast food restaurants. And these days I can see the main things about my trip is all about the food. So I think that's kind of the big change in my style for having a trip. 이거 맛이 끔찍해. This tastes awful. 이거 맛이 끔찍해. This tastes awful. If you travel in Korea, I think there might be some food that you might not like. Some Korean people say that because they really like the honesty. I think you can say that when you think the other person's really talk directly. But if your friends in Korea, they are not direct, I think it's better to say something else. Like for example, if you don't like the taste, you can find another food that tastes better and say, 이거 맛있어. This tastes good. And just keep eating it. 호텔에서 하루 종일 있을래. I'm going to spend the day in the hotel. 호텔에서 하루 종일 있을래. I'm going to spend the day in the hotel. I'm this kind of person. I eat, come back to hotel, spend a day, and go out and eat and just come back, I think. It's important to find who is sharing your style together. Like, if your friend really want to go outside and do a lot of activities, I think it's not a good idea to say it in the morning. If you really want to get relaxed at a hotel, I think you can say that. That will be okay. But if you mean something like, I'm tired of trying anything, I'm tired of speaking, their languages, I think it means something mean, like, it means something like, then why you're here? Like, why you spend your money for a trip? So I think it depends on the meaning of the phrase 호텔에서 하루 종일 있을래. 이거 바보 같아. This is stupid. 이거 바보 같아. This is stupid. That happens to me like when I go to a country and if they follow some different rules. So instead of saying 이거 바보 같아, this is stupid, I think it's better to try to understand what's behind and why they follow that. 이 사람들 미개해. These people are uncivilized. 이 사람들 미개해. These people are uncivilized. I never heard this phrase, so if someone really says that, I think I'll be really shocked. Okay, that's top 10 phrases tourists should never use. I hope you don't use some of the phrases when you travel. Make sure to subscribe and I'll see you in the next video. 다음 시간에 뵙겠습니다. 안녕히 계세요.
Are you struggling to understand conversations in your target language? This video will improve your listening skills using practice dialogues. How do you know if your language skills are improving? Our team of teachers have designed a free quiz to determine your actual learning level. So click the link in the description to get your free assessment and unlock lessons that are right for you. In this lesson, you'll listen to a dialogue with the text. Second, you'll review the key vocabulary followed by the English translations. And finally, you'll review the dialogue with the text again to master what you learned. First, listen to the dialogue with the text on the screen.
수진 씨, 안녕하세요. 누구 강아지예요?
저희 집 강아지예요.
수진 씨의 강아지는 아주 커요. 강아지의 이름이 뭐예요?
제 강아지 이름이 포로예요. 민호 씨는 애완동물 길러요?
네, 저는 고양이가 한 마리 있어요. 제 고양이의 이름은 주주예요.
Now you'll hear the key vocabulary, followed by the English translation.
크다,
To be big.
크다, 크다. 애완동물,
Pet.
애완동물, 애완동물. 누구,
Who.
누구, 누구. 이름,
Name.
이름, 이름. 아주,
Very.
아주, 아주. 강아지,
Puppy.
강아지, 강아지. 마리,
Counting unit for animals.
마리, 마리. 고양이,
Cat.
고양이, 고양이.
Finally, let's review the dialogue again. See if you can understand more this time.
수진 씨, 안녕하세요. 누구 강아지예요?
저희 집 강아지예요.
수진 씨의 강아지는 아주 커요. 강아지의 이름이 뭐예요?
제 강아지 이름이 포로예요. 민호 씨는 애완동물 길러요?
네, 저는 고양이가 한 마리 있어요. 제 고양이의 이름은 주주예요.
This is the end of the lesson. In this lesson, you improved your listening and mastered key vocabulary for everyday life conversation. Don't forget to click the link in the description to get your free assessment and unlock lessons that are right for your learning level. Keep practicing and move on to the next lesson.
Welcome to Fun and Easy Korean by KoreanClass101.com. Did you know that there are fun and quicker ways to text in Korea? 여러분 안녕하세요, 소피입니다. Hi everyone, I'm Sophie. In this lesson, you will learn all about Korean slang and abbreviations. If you want to master Korean slang and abbreviations, you need to learn how Koreans communicate and express their emotions through texting. In this video, you will learn simplified Korean texting slang and combined words. After watching this video, reaching out to your Korean friends through text will change for the better. These Korean text slang words and expressions are actually easier to learn than you think. So make sure to keep on watching. Let's start with simplified Korean texting slang, which is common slang words that Koreans use frequently. You may notice that vowels are omitted, so you see only the first consonant of each syllable. That's why you cannot actually read or say these words. Koreans use them for texting only, using your phone or computer. The first is 기억 시옷, short for 감사, meaning thank you. 감사, 감사. This is how you use it. 선물 감사, which means thank you for your present. 선물 감사, 선물 감사. Another common Korean slang is 니은 니은, short for no no, meaning no no. No no, no no. For example, 사진 no no, meaning no picture, which is a way of saying that there's no picture or don't take a picture. 사진 no no, 사진 no no. Next is 디귿디귿, short for 덜덜. This is a word used to describe shivering, especially because it's frightening, shocking, or surprising. 덜덜, 덜덜. It is used like this. 노래는 좋은데 가사가 덜덜. The melody is great, but the lyrics are scary. 노래는 좋은데 가사가 덜덜. 노래는 좋은데 가사가 덜덜. Another one is 쌍지읒, 쌍지읒, short for 쯧쯧, meaning 쯧쯧, 쯧쯧. You use it this way. 또 늦었네, 쯧쯧. He's late again. 또 늦었네, 쯧쯧. 또 늦었네, 쯧쯧. Next is 기억기억, which is short for 고고, meaning let's go or let's do it. 고고, 고고. This is how you use it. 내일부터 다이어트 고고, which means I will go on a diet from tomorrow. 내일부터 다이어트 고고. 내일부터 다이어트 고고. Text your friend goodbye through this. 비읍 비읍, short for bye bye, meaning goodbye. bye bye, bye bye. Here is an example. 내일 봐, bye bye. See you tomorrow. Bye. 내일 봐. Bye bye. 내일 봐. Bye bye. Another one is 이응 이응, short for 응, meaning yes. 응, 응. You can use it this way. 응, 응. 알겠어. Yes, I got it. 응, 응. 알겠어. 응, 응. 알겠어. Is it your friend's birthday today? Text them with this. 치읓, 키읔, 치읓, 키읔. Short for 축하, 축하. Meaning, congratulations, literally. We use this expression on someone's birthday, marriage, or graduation when you want to say congratulations. 축하, 축하. 축하, 축하. For example, 생일 축하, 축하. Happy birthday. 생일 축하, 축하. 생일 축하, 축하. Another frequent text slang is 이응, 키읔, short for okay, meaning okay. okay, okay. For example, okay, 그렇게 할게. Okay, I will do that. okay, 그렇게 할게. okay, 그렇게 할게. If you did something that hurts the feelings of your Korean friend, text him or her with 지읒, 시옷, a short version of 죄송, meaning sorry. 죄송, 죄송. And in an example, 아, 실수, 죄송. Oh, my mistake. I'm sorry. 아, 실수, 죄송. 아, 실수, 죄송. Let your Korean friends know they're being funny by texting. 키읔, 키읔, 키읔. Short for 크크크, which is the sound of laughter. It is the same as LOL, laughing out loud. 크크크, 크크크. You can use it when commenting on a funny picture. There's a similar expression, 히읗, 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 which is short for 흐흐흐, which represents a weaker laugh sound than 크크크. 흐흐흐, 흐흐흐. Next is text slang with combined words. These are a bit more complicated than the previous ones I gave you because they are composed of more than one Korean expression. Here are some examples. The first word in our list is 짐, short for 지금, meaning now. 짐, 짐. In a sentence, you could say 짐 어디? Where are you now? 짐 어디? 짐 어디? Sam is another Korean slang short for 선생님, meaning teacher. Sam, Sam. Here it is in a sentence. 우리 쌤 진짜 잘생긴 것 같아. I think my teacher is really handsome. 우리 쌤 진짜 잘생긴 것 같아. 우리 쌤 진짜 잘생긴 것 같아. Next is 어떻게, short for 어떻게, meaning how. 어떻게, 어떻게. For example, 이거 어떻게 쓰는 거지? How can I use this? 이거 어떻게 쓰는 거지? 이거 어떻게 쓰는 거지? If your Korean friend invited you to go hiking, but you don't feel like going, reply with 다음, short for 다음, meaning next time. 다음, 다음. In a sentence, 다음에 가자. Let's go next time. 다음에 가자. 다음에 가자. Here is another Korean slang. 스샷, short for 스크린샷, meaning screenshot. 스샷, 스샷. Here is an example. 폰 스샷 찍어 보내줘. Send me the screenshot of your phone. 폰 스샷 찍어 보내줘. 폰 스샷 찍어 보내줘. Another one is 눈팅, short for 눈채팅, meaning to read a chat without interacting. 눈팅, 눈팅. For example, 난 인스타그램은 그냥 눈팅만 해. I spend time lurking on Instagram. 난 인스타그램은 그냥 눈팅만 해. 난 인스타그램은 그냥 눈팅만 해. Do you like what you are eating at a restaurant? Text your friend with 강추, short for 강력 추천, meaning highly recommended. 강추, 강추. For example, 이거 짱 맛있어. 강추. This is really delicious. Highly recommended. 이거 짱 맛있어. 강추. 이거 짱 맛있어. 강추. 비번 is a slang that you will find very useful. It is short for 비밀번호, meaning passwords. 비번, 비번. And now an example. 엄마, 아파트 비번 뭐야? Mom, what's the code for our apartment door? 엄마, 아파트 비번 뭐야? 엄마, 아파트 비번 뭐야? Did you know there's a Korean slang word for the word computer? It's com, short for computer. Com, com. Here it is in a sentence. 이 어플 컴으로도 돼? Does this app work on the computer too? 이 어플 컴으로도 돼? 이 어플 컴으로도 돼? Here's a slang you can use with your Korean office mates. 메일, short for 메일, meaning email. 메일, 메일. For example, you could say, 나 메일 좀 쓸게. Let me write an email. 나 메일 좀 쓸게. 나 메일 좀 쓸게. Next is game, short for game, meaning game. Game, game. It's perfect Korean slang you can use with your Korean gamer friends. And now in a sentence. 게임하러 갈 건데 같이 갈래? We're going to play a game. Do you want to play too? 게임하러 갈 건데 같이 갈래? 게임하러 갈 건데 같이 갈래? Next is 울, short for 우리, meaning we, our or my. 울, 울. For example, 울 남친 잘생겼지. My boyfriend is handsome, right? 울 남친 잘생겼지. 울 남친 잘생겼지. Next is 짱나, short for 짜증나, meaning I'm annoyed or I'm cranky. This slang is perfect when you feel like expressing your emotions. 짱나, 짱나. For example, 날씨 더워서 너무 짱나. I feel so cranky because of this hot weather. 날씨 더워서 너무 짱나. 날씨 더워서 너무 짱나. Next is 근데, short for 그런데, meaning by the way or but. 근데, 근데. So you might say, 이거 비싸 보이지? 근데 사실 되게 싸. This looks expensive, right? But it's actually very cheap. 이거 비싸 보이지? 근데 사실 되게 싸. 이거 비싸 보이지? 근데 사실 되게 싸. You can also use the slang 때문에, short for 때문에, meaning because of. 때문에, 때문에. In an example, 너 때문에 엄마가 화났잖아. Mom is angry because of you. 너 때문에 엄마가 화났잖아. 너 때문에 엄마가 화났잖아. Try using 아님 when texting. It's short for 아니면, meaning or if not. 아님, 아님. In a sentence, 초콜릿 먹을래? 아님 쿠키 먹을래? Do you want to eat some chocolate or some cookies? 초콜릿 먹을래? 아님 쿠키 먹을래? 초콜릿 먹을래? 아님 쿠키 먹을래? Now, let's learn 알았어. Short for 알겠어, meaning okay. 알았어, 알았어. For example, 알았어. 집 가는 길에 우유 사갈게. Okay, I will buy some milk on the way home. 알았어. 집에 가는 길에 우유 사갈게. 알았어. 집에 가는 길에 우유 사갈게. Let your Korean friends know that it's your first time in Korea or it's your first time meeting them by texting. 처음, short for 처음, meaning for the first time. 처음, 처음. You could say, 한국 음식은 처음 먹어봐. This is my first time to try Korean cuisine. 한국 음식은 처음 먹어봐. 한국 음식은 처음 먹어봐. Next is 내일, short for 내일. It's the slang you use when you want to text tomorrow. 내일, 내일. For example, 내일 보자. See you tomorrow. 내일 보자. 내일 보자. 제일, on the other hand, is short for 제일, meaning the most, the best. 제일, 제일. And in a sentence, 네가 제일 예뻐, which means you're the prettiest. 네가 제일 예뻐. 네가 제일 예뻐. Next is 좋아, short for 좋아, meaning I like. 좋아, 좋아. For example, 난 딸기 케이크가 좋아, meaning I like strawberry cake. 난 딸기 케이크가 좋아. 난 딸기 케이크가 좋아. 반가, short for 반갑습니다, meaning nice to meet you. 반가, 반가. This word is used on the internet or chat and might be considered somewhat old-fashioned. You can still come across it in many places, so it's a good word to remember. 안녕, 반가, 반가. Hello, nice to meet you. 안녕, 반가, 반가. 안녕, 반가, 반가. Now, let's learn about slang for the days of the week. 월요일, short for 월요일, meaning Monday. 화요일, short for 화요일, meaning Tuesday. 수요일, short for 수요일, meaning Wednesday. 목요일, short for 목요일, meaning Thursday. 금요일, short for 금요일, meaning Friday. 토요일, short for 토요일, meaning Saturday. 일요일, short for 일요일, meaning Sunday. Try using one of these like this. 그럼 월요일에 볼까? Shall we meet on Monday? 그럼 월요일에 볼까? 그럼 월요일에 볼까? In this lesson, you learn different Korean slang words used in texting. You can now communicate with your Korean friends through simplified Korean slang, combined words, emoticons, and text slang with numbers. You don't have to create long and boring messages anymore whenever you want to get in touch with your Korean friends. That's it for today. See you next time. 다음에 또 봐요.
10 phrases to help you in an emergency. Let's begin. 경찰을 불러주세요. Call the police, please. So 경찰 means policeman, and 불러주세요 means please call. So when you're in an emergency and if you want someone to call police over the phone or in person, you can say 경찰을 불러주세요. Call the police, please. You can also, if you need an ambulance, you can say ambulance를 불러주세요 by replacing the word 경찰 here and say ambulance를 불러주세요 or 구급차를 불러주세요, which means call me the ambulance, please. So if you can make a call, you can call 112 to call a police or 119 to call a fire truck or ambulance. 열이 나나요? Do you have a fever? So here we have the word 열, which means fever. It can be any kind of heat, like it can be also, you can also use it to mean the heat from fire. But when you talk about your health, like body condition, 열 can mean fever. So when you go to a hospital, you might hear this question in Korean, and you can say 예 to mean yes or 아니요 to mean no. 여권을 잃어버렸어요. I lost my passport. So 여권 literally means the book for travel because 여 is the Chinese character meaning travel and 권 is kind of the counter for books. So 여권 means passport, and when you lost your passport, before or after you call your embassy, you also have to report it to a police. So in that case, when you go to a police station, you can say 여권을 잃어버렸어요. 잃어버렸어요 or 잃어버리다 is the verb meaning to lost. So you can actually say you lost something using this pattern. Say, 우산을 잃어버렸어요. I lost my umbrella. 가방을 잃어버렸어요. I lost my bag. 뭔가 잘못 먹은 것 같아요. I think I ate something bad. It's a little bit long phrase to remember, but I think this is kind of polite way to say I ate something bad. If you don't want to hurt anyone, I think this is a phrase that you can use at a hospital or even at a restaurant. So 뭔가 at the beginning of the sentence here means something. 잘못 means wrong, wrongly, and 먹은 것 같아요 means I think I ate something. So here we have the verb 같아요, which means I think, it seems like, and it makes your sentence indirect and also polite. So you'll be able to see a lot of expressions in Korean have this kind of ending, like 같아요, so that it doesn't sound direct, a little bit softer, and also polite. 의사가 필요해요. I need a doctor. So when you need a medical help, you can use this phrase to say I need a doctor. 의사가 필요해요. Here, 의사 means a doctor, and you can also put any other words too. For example, 도움이 필요해요, which means I need a help. The particle 가 should be changed depending on the noun. So if you don't want to worry about the particle because you really need help right now, but not make any grammatical mistake, you can just keep saying particle and just say 의사 필요해요. I need a doctor. 도움 필요해요. I need help. It doesn't sound 100% natural, but it means clear. Anyways. 호텔로 돌아가는 길을 못 찾겠어요. I can't find the way back to my hotel. If you are looking for some guest house and hotels with reasonable prices, you'll be able to find many of them in north part of Seoul, which has a longer history than south part of Seoul. That also means that the roads are kind of smaller and not easy to find because it's been there for like 600, 700 years. So that case, I recommend you to get a name card of your hotel when you check in, so that other Korean people can help you, because there are a lot of guest hotels, guest houses which are new. Korean people might not be able to, find it if they just hear the name only. So I think it's better to get the name card at the check-in desk when you arrive at the hotel. 이 근처에 약국 있나요? Is there a pharmacy nearby? So we have the noun 약국 here. 약 means medicine, and 국 is something like store. So 약국 means pharmacy. I think you'll be able to easily find a pharmacy in Korea, but when it's on weekends, it might not easy to find one nearby. So I think before you go to a pharmacy on your map, on your smartphone, I think it's better to call them. If they answer, that means they're open. So you can just go there or ask the front desk staff to call them or check it for you to see if they're open, because many times half of them will be closed. So I think it's better to check it in advance. And if you just need some simple medicine, I think you can also check out the convenience store nearby. I think they have some medicines there too. 좀 도와주실래요? Can you help me? To say can you help me, you can just say 도와주실래요? But here we have the word 좀, which means a little, like, a few. Because if you use that at the beginning of your question or request, you request a question will be very polite. So even if you don't want to say, can you help me a little bit? Like by using the word 좀, you can make your request much more polite. 길을 잃었어요. I'm lost. So here we have the word 길, which means street. So it literally means I lost what street I am, something like that. If you just simply say 잃었어요 to mean I'm lost, it means I lost something. So if you want to say I am lost because I don't know where I am, make sure to say 길을 at the beginning and say 길을 잃었어요. 영어 하세요? Do you speak English? It literally means do you do English, but when you want to ask someone if someone speaks English, this 하세요, the verb meaning to do, make your question more natural. So you can say 영어 하세요 to mean do you speak English, or if you want to ask another language, for example, 중국어, Chinese, you can say 중국어 하세요. Do you speak Chinese?
Are you struggling to understand conversations in your target language? This video will improve your listening skills using practice dialogues. How do you know if your language skills are improving? Our team of teachers have designed a free quiz to determine your actual learning level. So click the link in the description to get your free assessment and unlock lessons that are right for you. In this lesson, you'll listen to a dialogue with the text. Second, you'll review the key vocabulary followed by the English translations. And finally, you'll review the dialogue with the text again to master what you learned. First, listen to the dialogue with the text on the screen.
모두 숙제를 내세요.
선생님, 오늘은 뭐 해요?
오늘은 시험을 칠 거예요. 책은 책상 및 서랍에 넣어주세요.
몇 시까지 시험을 칠 거예요?
9시부터 11시까지 시험을 칠 거예요. 정답은 한글로 쓰세요.
Now you'll hear the key vocabulary, followed by the English translation.
선생님,
Teacher.
선생님, 선생님. 밑,
under,
밑, 밑. 내다,
to submit, to turn in,
내다, 내다. 모두,
everyone, everything, all,
모두, 모두. 치다,
to play, a sport, to hit, a ball,
치다, 치다. 숙제,
homework, assignment,
숙제, 숙제.
Finally, let's review the dialogue again. See if you can understand more this time.
모두 숙제를 내세요.
선생님, 오늘은 뭐 해요?
오늘은 시험을 칠 거예요. 책은 책상 및 서랍에 넣어주세요.
몇 시까지 시험을 칠 거예요?
9시부터 11시까지 시험을 칠 거예요. 정답은 한글로 쓰세요.
This is the end of the lesson. In this lesson, you improved your listening and mastered key vocabulary for everyday life conversation. Don't forget to click the link in the description to get your free assessment and unlock lessons that are right for your learning level. Keep practicing and move on to the next lesson. Are you struggling to understand conversations in your target language? This video will improve your listening skills using practice dialogues. How do you know if your language skills are improving? Our team of teachers have designed a free quiz to determine your actual learning level. So click the link in the description to get your free assessment and unlock lessons that are right for you. In this lesson, you'll listen to a dialogue with the text. Second, you'll review the key vocabulary followed by the English translations. And finally, you'll review the dialogue with the text again to master what you learned. First, listen to the dialogue with the text on the screen.
민호 씨는 생일이 언제예요?
제 생일은 10월 17일이에요. 수진 씨는요?
우와, 저도 10월 17일이에요. 몇 년생이에요?
저는 93년생이에요. 수진 씨는요?
저는 94년생이에요. 그러면 우리 같이 생일 파티예요.
네, 좋아요.
Now you'll hear the key vocabulary, followed by the English translation.
년생,
born in the year of,
년생, 년생. 생일 파티,
birthday party,
생일 파티, 생일 파티. 우와,
wow,
우와, 우와. 파티,
party,
파티, 파티. 언제,
when,
언제, 언제. 생일,
birthday,
생일, 생일. 우리,
we, us, our,
우리, 우리.
Finally, let's review the dialogue again. See if you can understand more this time.
민호 씨는 생일이 언제예요?
제 생일은 10월 17일이에요. 수진 씨는요?
우와, 저도 10월 17일이에요. 몇 년생이에요?
저는 93년생이에요. 수진 씨는요?
저는 94년생이에요. 그러면 우리 같이 생일 파티예요.
네, 좋아요.
This is the end of the lesson. In this lesson, you improved your listening and mastered key vocabulary for everyday life conversation. Don't forget to click the link in the description to get your free assessment and unlock lessons that are right for your learning level. Keep practicing and move on to the next lesson.
Expand your vocabulary with our Core 2000 Words ebook. It's free and packed with essential expressions that you'll use on a daily basis. Start building your vocabulary today. Click the link in the description below to download your free Korean ebook before it's gone.